What's going on, guys? It's a special pop-up edition of Backseat Ball Players. I know we've been away for a while, got a lot going on. I'll fill you all in as quickly as I can. My wife is mere weeks away from giving birth to our third child. Timmy is killing it up at Kennesaw State in college right now, working on his degree. We just want to be able to bring you guys the best possible show that we can. The production quality wasn't really there, and we just didn't have the financial backing to put into it at the time. Wasn't going to do another show or another video for a while, but again, this is kind of a pop-up video. I just couldn't help myself on this one. I am, to say the least, I'm angry. I'm very angry over what's happened. I'm so angry to the point of damn near tears. For the sports world and the sports media to basically insult our intelligence. So just give you guys some backstory on what it is I'm talking about. Big news came out today. The Dallas Mavericks are firing Nico Harrison, the GM that will inevitably go down in history as the worst GM in sports history. Not just NBA history. Not just franchise history for the Dallas Mavericks, in sports history. For what he did on February 1st, 2025. I'll never forget that day. For those of you that know me, you understand this. For those of you that don't know me and don't know the backstory, let me fill you in. I have been a Dallas Mavericks fan for 25 years. Dirk Nowitzki helped me fall in love with the game of basketball. So I followed on the peripheral. For those of you that don't know, born and raised in Georgia. Atlanta, basically. Atlanta sports fan for a long time. I was a fan of the Hawks. Always rooted for them. But just like Dirk, there was something about him. I don't know if it was because he kind of didn't fit in, and I didn't really feel like I fit in on the basketball court. Kind of wasn't taken seriously. Just a guy I could, look up to. And by proxy of him, obviously, he was loyal, one of the few loyal ones. He stayed with Dallas his whole career. So I inevitably became a Dallas Mavericks fan, keeping up with everything they're doing, and all that. Hawks, still following the Hawks. Obviously, I'm here in Atlanta. We've been over a lot of this in our previous episodes. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Some of our previous episodes talking about sports fandom, specifically that in Atlanta. And the Hawks, they had that 60-win season. The Jeff Teague, DeMar Carroll, Kyle Korver, Paul Millsap, Al Horford team. Were they ever probably going to get over the hump with LeBron and Kyrie and Kevin Love in Cleveland? Probably not. But just the fact that right after that, this kind of ties into my anger, my issue. These general managers of sports franchises who get to a point where I guess they're just bored, want to try to reinvent the wheel, think they're smarter than everybody else. In the subsequent years after that, the Hawks just started letting everybody go. Traded Jeff Teague away. Didn't really question that. They thought Schroeder was ready. They thought he was the next guy up. Turns out he was just a serviceable NBA player. That sort of thing happens. You let DeMar Carroll walk. He goes and signs a big money contract in Toronto. Doesn't work out for him. But, he was good for Atlanta. Paul Millsap kind of muddled around for a while. You let Al Horford walk. He goes to Boston, wins a championship there. Bring in Dwight Howard, hometown kid, and it just didn't work. None of it worked. You just blew it all up, you know. And then fast forward, so that was why I officially announced that I was leaving the Atlanta Hawks fan base. I can't put my time, my energy, my money, my effort, my literal tears, sweat into an organization that's not going to give it back to the fans. Now, granted, nothing lasts forever. That's obvious. You get to a point to where it's a business decision. None of those guys were making a ton of money. None of them. We just had a GM who thought he was smarter than everybody else. Oh, well, we can get high return on these guys now because look what they did. And then the Hawks have not been better than a play-in team since then. So I'm following the Mavericks now. I'm locked in on the Mavericks. Dirk finally wins his championship in the 2010-2011 NBA season. One of the greatest sports moments of my life was watching that man take down the dark empire of LeBron, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh. One of my proudest moments as a fan. His one championship means more to me than multiple championships that other players have. Because he stayed the course. He stayed loyal. And the Dallas Mavericks seemed like the franchise that would do that. Fast forward, just tying in with the whole Dallas-Atlanta thing with me, I'm in State Farm Arena for a draft party when the Atlanta Hawks drafted Luka Doncic. I immediately make a beeline to an Atlanta Hawks rep and start filling out the paperwork to become a season ticket holder right then and there. I called the Luka Doncic thing from the moment he was drafted. I knew about him before then. A lot of people did. I'm not saying I was on an island by myself. That's not at all what I'm saying. Not at all. And I didn't have this platform back then to kind of prove that I knew that. But anyone out there that knows me, anyone out there that has ever spoken to me about sports in general, they know that I'm not making this up. I was on Luka Doncic from the jump. Then I am in the midst of filling out the paperwork. I can still feel the pen in my hand right now as I'm telling you the story. When Adam Silver comes on the screen and says, we have a trade, the Dallas Mavericks are trading Trae Young to the Atlanta Hawks for Luka Doncic. The Atlanta Hawks will also be getting a first-round pick next year. I pick the form up, rip it in half, right in front of the representative, put it down. The representative, hey man, he's just there trying to make money. I wouldn't be surprised if he really knew nothing about what the hell was going on with the Hawks. He's a sales guy, like I am. He's trying to make money. He looks at me and goes, well, Mr. Watson, what's wrong? What's going on? I said, y'all just made the biggest mistake in the history of your franchise. Bigger than trading Dominique Wilkins to the Clippers before he was actually washed. Bigger than drafting Marvin Williams over Chris Paul. Bigger than any of those, like, insert bad decision by the Atlanta Hawks here. Y'all just made the biggest mistake in your franchise's history. Luka then goes to Dallas. Storybook, man. Storybook. It's almost like the sports gods looked upon me in my current situation of the waffling of Atlanta and Dallas and being a fan and being in. It was like they said, look, we're with you and how you feel. Dallas is where you should be. Luka's rookie year turns out to be Dirk's last year. And it was a beautiful thing to watch. It was hard to watch Dirk play, man, the last 3 years of his career. It was tough. I was struggling with it. I really was. Didn't know, who am I going to grab a hold of? Who am I going to look to be excited about the NBA? And then here this kid from Slovenia comes. Now let's fast forward to today. Why I'm angry. The news of the day is that the Dallas Mavericks are firing Nico Harrison. And I think the reason that I'm angry, for one, is that it's considered news. This man should have been fired the moment he had the thought to trade Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers. Before he actually pulled it off. Just having the thought, he should have been fired. But as anybody who's watched any of our shows, any of our episodes, and follows us in any way, shape, or form knows, I consider the Backseat Ball Players to be the accountability podcast. So that's what I'm here to do. Nico Harrison is finally being held accountable for what he did a mere 9 months ago. But he's not all that is to blame here. And I hope this goes viral. I hope this goes around to anyone in the NBA circles that I'm talking about right now. Because I sat and listened, just like Luka did. Listened to people try to defend this, saying, oh, he didn't care about his conditioning. He was fat. He was slow. He doesn't play defense. The Mavericks were never going to win a championship with him. Really? Really? Well, you were right about one of those things. The Mavericks are never going to win a championship with Luka Doncic. But I got some numbers to throw at you. I'm a stat guy. Big stat guy. Luka Doncic is 26 years old. Let me say that again. Luka Doncic is 26 years old. In his tenure with the Dallas Mavericks, that slow, out of shape, fat, no defense playing Luka Doncic was a 5-time first-team All-NBA. For any of you out there that don't understand what that means, first-team All-NBA means at your position, you are the best player in the entire NBA. The whole league. 5 years in a row. Let's not stop there. This same fat, slow, no defense playing Luka Doncic won the scoring title in 2023-2024. Let me broaden that for you as well. That means out of every player in the entire NBA, say their name: LeBron, Steph Curry, James Harden, Nikola Jokic, Giannis, Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey. We can keep going. Jalen Brunson, Jimmy Butler. The list goes on and on. Tyrese Halliburton, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Edwards, all these guys. And that fat, slow, no defense playing Luka Doncic averaged more points per game than all of them in a season. That guy. Let me also interest you in this. In his tenure with the Dallas Mavericks, other than his rookie year, which was Dirk's last year, it was a swan song for Dirk. So I'm going to push that year aside. Other than his rookie year, the Dallas Mavericks went to the playoffs every single season he was there except one, and that was the year they traded for Kyrie in the middle of the season, and it just took Kyrie and Luka some time to figure things out. The next 2 years after that, he goes to back-to-back conference finals and then the NBA Finals, who he falls short to the super team Boston Celtics. His career playoff average is 31 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. There's only one other player whose career playoff average is near that. It's Luka and one other player that's in the conversation. His name is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. So now that I've laid all this out for you, the GM, Nico Harrison, who's fired now, decides he's going to trade Luka Doncic away to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis, who is a 6-year older, more injury-prone player than Luka. By the way, doesn't play the same position Luka plays. And Max Christie, who, let's be real, in the NBA, he's just a guy. He's a guy. So let's look at the totality of this. You add Luka Doncic to a team that already has LeBron James and Austin Reeves. And in return, what you get is you get an injury-prone, older Anthony Davis, who, by the way, all the irony in the world, gets hurt in his first home game with Dallas. Misses 6 weeks with an oblique injury. You then, by leaning on and putting all the pressure on a 33-year-old Kyrie Irving, saying, you are it. We have no one else. It's you. Tears his ACL. Because he can't handle that. Kyrie is a number 2 at this stage in his career. Then let's talk about the way the team looks. You plug Anthony Davis into a position where you already have Daniel Gafford, you already have PJ Washington, you already have Derek Lively. You lose Luka, Kyrie gets hurt. What in the hell do you have now? Who's running the show? Fast forward to this season. You all of a sudden, luckily, hit the draft lottery somehow and get Cooper Flagg. By the way, that was an inside job. I'm saying it right now. The NBA knew how bad of a trade that was, and to try to make it look better, they gave the Dallas Mavericks Cooper Flagg. Here's the problem. They don't have nobody running the show. The Dallas Mavericks are now sitting at somewhere around dead last in the Western Conference, and they don't look good. Anthony Davis, shocker, hurt again. Calf injury. Cooper Flagg is floundering in his rookie season. Not looking good. But now after all this, after putting us, Dallas, and you're damn right I'm saying us. Now I'm getting fired up. After putting us through all of this to trade him to LA and to make us have to make a decision on sticking with a team that we've been fans of for 20 plus years. Some of these Dallas Mavericks fans, I've never even been to the city of Dallas. I fell in love with the team because of Dirk Nowitzki, and he made me fall in love with that team. Because of his loyalty. And you, I'm going to try to keep this as PG as I can. It's going to be hard. You SOBs out there in Dallas did not return the favor to your fan base. You stabbed each and every one of us in the back. Made us make a decision between a team and a player. And I am not ashamed to say I followed the player. Luka didn't want to leave. He wanted to be a Maverick for life. Think of the story that could have been written for the Dallas Mavericks. But instead, you send him to the Lakers, who already win everything, already get every star player. And now you have to try to figure out a way that you're going to replace him. You're never going to replace him. I said it when it happened, and I'm going to say it till the end. This is a Red Sox trading Babe Ruth to the Yankees type of trade. The Dallas Mavericks are going to be destined to mediocrity for the next 50 to 100 years for this trade. And now all of a sudden, everybody's throwing all the blame off on Nico Harrison. Like he was just some wild and crazy madman who just went on a rant by himself and just did it and said to hell with everybody and to hell with what the ownership thinks and all that. Bullshit. Bullshit. Mark Cuban going to say, I didn't even know it was done till it was done. Get out of here. Shut your damn mouth. You're so full of crap. You sold your stake in the damn team because you knew what was coming. You saw it. That brings me to the new owner, Patrick Dumont. All of a sudden, a video goes viral of you talking to a fan courtside wearing a Lakers Luka jersey, and you're telling him, hey, man, I knew it was a mistake. I'm sorry. I want to make it up to you. You got a lot of nerve. You got a lot of guts, man. I'll give you that. You got guts. I just don't know what color they are. For you to sit there and say, I want to make it up to you, and that you'll never make it up to the fan base, ever. And do you want to know why? Because until the end of Luka Doncic's career, every single person that was and is still a Dallas Maverick fan is going to be watching him, seeing what he's doing, winning multiple MVPs, winning multiple first-team All-NBAs. And more than likely, nothing's guaranteed at the end of the day, more than likely a couple of championships with the Lakers. Because they are a team that will buy into someone and give them the reins and say, look, this is you. And look what Luka's doing now. Like I said earlier in this video, I heard it all. He heard it all. All of the people defending it, saying this and saying that. He's on a revenge tour now. Best shape he's ever been in his life. The kid's 26 years old. He's living in Dallas, living it up. He's a hero. He's 24, 25 years old. Of course, he's going to continue to eat like crap and think that his body can maintain that way. And it took something to get to him to say, and he getting torched against Boston and not having any gas left in the tank to be like, man, I need to fix myself. Then he was hurt going into last year, and then you just trade him away like he's damaged goods? Really? Really? Now look at you. Accountability. Nico got his. He's fired. Jason Kidd, you should be fired too, because you signed on. You were sitting next to him at the press conference. You let him say, Jason and I, me and Jason, we, and you never said a word. That was your opportunity to stand up and say, hey, actually, I think this is the dumbest thing we ever could have done, but I'm only a head coach, so I'm going to do the best I can with this team. Who cares if he's a GM? I don't want to hear the whole coaches, you got to be, no, coaches, no. Not with something like this. No. You don't do that. There's a reason that when LeBron was swapping teams, he left on his own. He was never traded, because you don't trade that guy. You don't do that. If you really put your best foot forward and you really do everything that you possibly can to help that guy win, and he still chooses at the end of the day to leave, you're still intact. He chose to leave. You made this decision. And in your press conference, I'm talking to Nico right now, in your press conference, you even said, I will be fired if this trade doesn't work out for us. You were trying to hedge your bet in your press conference because you knew deep down that it probably was not going to work. You knew it was a bold move and you knew it was a bad move. The instant backlash that came from it. And any of you sports media pundits out there that tried to defend it, said, hey, I understand it. Hey, I get it. He ran out of gas, blah, blah, blah. Now, all of a sudden, 9 months later, you're walking that back, saying, look at what Luka's doing now. I mean, my goodness, he's he's out there killing it now and the Mavericks are bad. And all of a sudden now you're flipping the script to try to make yourself sound smart. No, sir. You need to be held accountable too. You were all wrong. All of you. And Luka Doncic is going to continue to make you eat your words. Because he ain't nowhere near done. My man's just getting started. And until the day Luka Doncic retires, you will hear it from me. As often as I can talk about it and as loud as I can be about it. This is never going away. Ever. There should be a lot more accountability going on. And I think it will. I think at the end, because they see it now. They see we got to start all over. We re-signed Kyrie. We got to let him play his contract out. Let's see if we can move AD. If not, let him play his contract out. Let him walk. We could probably move Clay, get him out of here. Let him go chase a ring somewhere. Try to build around Cooper Flag. Cooper, look, man, all the love and hope in the world for you, bro. But you walked into a terrible situation. And the expectations on you is to bring Dallas a championship and be at least as good, if not better, than Luka. But I think everyone that watches basketball knows Cooper will never be able to hold Luka's jockstrap. It's never going to happen. He could be a good NBA player. He may could even be a great NBA player. But he'll never be that guy. Once in a generation. And you gave him up because of your own pride and you thinking you're the smartest man in the room. Look, sports GMs out there. I know I'm just a guy that lives in Loganville, Georgia. I got 25 subscribers on YouTube. I'm a nobody to a lot of you. But this stuff's not hard, man. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Shit works. Continue to do it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's not hard, man. Quit trying to be first and worry about being right. I want to be the first one to get rid of a generational player and it worked. No. Just be right. Play it out. If he decides to leave, then let him leave. But you don't trade that guy, man. You don't do that. You don't do that. And now I'm sitting here after being a fan of 20 years having to just dog y'all every single day. Watching all the Lakers games. Telling everybody I'm a Lakers fan now. When in reality, I'm just a Luka fan, man. I'm just following that great player, man, because he deserves it. He's that good. He's that great. And he was done wrong. And it makes me sick. And last but certainly not least on this accountability thing, I don't care if he just became the owner a year ago or not. Patrick Dumont, city of Dallas, Dallas Mavericks fans, you should all be calling for him to sell the team. Because whether he wants to admit it or not, or whether anyone in his camp wants to try to make you believe it or not, he signed off on this. He signed off on it. Don't give him an out. Don't do it. And if I were you, I would not stop going to games. Don't stop going to games. It's not the players' fault. Those players need you there. It's not their fault. They had to go with what they went. Klay Thompson signed with Dallas because he wanted to play with Luka. Kyrie Irving re-signed with Dallas because he wanted to play with Luka. Daniel Gafford came over in a trade, re-signed with Dallas because he wanted to play with Luka. It's not their fault. I think you should go to every single game and every single one, as many of you possibly can. You need to wear a bright yellow Lakers jersey, Luka Doncic, at every game. To show them, we're not leaving. We're not going to stay quiet about this until you make it right. And like I said, Patrick Dumont, Michael Finley, who was just announced as he's going to be the guy running things now, great Maverick. Love Michael Finley. Have nothing but good things to say about Michael Finley. All I can say to you guys, man, you and the new owner, Patrick Dumont, good luck. That's all I can say. Your only hope is when Luka's 3-year contract with the Lakers is up, when he's 29 years old, he just decides to come back to Dallas. It could happen. LeBron did it. It could happen. If I was him, no way in hell. I don't trust you now. Why would I? But y'all are going to eat this for years and years and years and years and years to come. I appreciate y'all letting me get that off my chest. I'm not nearly as angry now as I was. I was trying to get my thoughts together to give you guys this. This was just a little pop-up episode I wanted to give, just my reaction to the news of the day. Got a lot of good stuff going on. College football's winding down, the NFL right in the thick of it. Baseball happened, big shocker. Dodgers won the World Series. Everybody's shocked by it. But we're going to be getting back with you guys a lot more. Trying to get back into it, trying to figure out the best way to go about doing this for you guys. I love doing this sort of stuff. Oh, and by the way, we always say in every episode, man, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Tell us how you liked it. Tell us what we did wrong. I'm not saying that here. I'm proposing a challenge to anyone out there. If anyone out there disagrees with anything I just said, if you actually think you can have a way that you can defend to me the Dallas Mavericks trading Luka Doncic away, hit me up. Look me up on Facebook. Message me. We'll meet up somewhere. I'll put it on camera and I'll post it on this page for our show. Let's have a debate. I dare you, because this is indefensible. So with that, I appreciate you guys' time. As always, you don't have to stay in the back seat. Your voice matters too. We'll see you down the road.